What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Double Dragon Gaming. So a couple weeks ago, I did a video on my arcade cabinet that you see back there, and something really cool happened from the making of that video. So I don't know how these guys found my video. I don't know how it came on their radar, but somehow, one way or another, another YouTube channel called the Rexer and Kevgret Show. A couple of guys who have a YouTube channel who are pretty much experts in arcade cabinets. They saw my video and they actually featured me on their live stream. And they must have sent some of their subscribers my way, and somebody left a comment on one of my videos that they saw my video on their show, and I'm like, what? Whoa, like really? Like, all right, cool. So I went and checked out their video. I checked out their channel. And yeah, it was awesome. I got featured on another YouTuber's channel. So having not done a video in very, very long time, my arcade cabinet video didn't exactly blow up. By my standards, it did pretty good. Almost got 1,000 views now. So I'm happy with that. Obviously, we'd love to have more, 10,000, 20,000 views. But the fact that my video reached another YouTube channel's attention and that they featured me on their live stream was awesome. And it wasn't just like, oh, it was like a quick thing, they mentioned me and that was it. They went on about my video for like 10 minutes. So I wanted to do a response video. You guys don't have to feature me again. If you don't want to, that's fine. I'm not expecting that, but I'm hoping that they'll see this video, maybe some of their subscribers see this video, and I can just respond to a few things. I feel I need to do that. So this is my one shot at being able to do a response video. So we're going to watch the video so that you can see what I'm talking about. And as I watch the video, I'm going to respond to some of the stuff that they said. So let's check it out. Okay, here we go. Going to watch their little thing here.
This one was funny. I thought one of my favorites, but it's not everybody's favorite, but I thought it was one of my favorite. But we're not there yet. Let's talk about the arcade rabbit hole, Kev.
All right.
So there was this gentleman who did a video on Arcade 1-Up. That's a big YouTuber.
Talking about me.
I don't know how I came across it. I don't know if somebody sent it to me. I think somebody did. And his name was Double Dragon Gamer or something like that.
Double Dragon Gaming.
And he does a mod on an Arcade 1-Up, and he tells his story. And the funny thing about this story is that he never owned a 1-Up. He wanted one, but he never owned one. And he finally gets one for Christmas this past year, and he goes through all the trials and tribulations of being an arcade 1-Up owner. And I'm going to play the cliff notes for you guys. Yeah. Trev, you know what to do. Send an email to the rexershow@gmail.com for your Amazon gift card. So
Rexer and
I got the cliff notes for you.
Kevgret?
But what is so funny about this video is it's great. It's hilarious. I feel sad for the guy. You feel happy for him because he says in the end, it kind of all worked out. But he's pissed off. He's angry. He's mad at the world. It's everything you go through when you're an arcade 1-Up owner.
He lived the entire 1-Up cycle in one video. Is that what he's doing?
He goes through 5 years of knowledge without having to go through the 4 years of bullcrap.
I love that. That was golden, guys. That was so clever because you're right. You're exactly right. I went through the whole scope of what could take people years of trials and tribulations. I went through that in the matter of a few weeks, and I think that was really funny to see.
Okay.
God.
But let me say this about the start of the video. He goes on saying how excited and how awesome 1-Up, he thought 1-Up was, and he was so super excited, and 1-Ups are great, and all this stuff in the beginning of the video. Where do you think he got that from, Kev? Where do you think he got that these 1-Ups are the greatest thing since sliced bread?
When he went to YouTube and put an arcade 1-Up, and all the shield channels came down his list, and they FOMO'd him into thinking this was a viable product.
Yes,
and he
that
went,
is exactly where it comes from. And he was like, "I'm so excited," and
not really. So I gotta touch on that, and that's a good guess, and that probably applies to a lot of people. Not really. Being the gamer that I am, and being so engrossed in gaming and retro and arcade stuff, everybody knows about Arcade 1-Up, and maybe I didn't do enough research. Maybe I didn't really put full focus into it. It's just always been something that I would see. It's always been around, you know. You see it online, you see it in people's videos. It's just like, oh, that looks cool. So I didn't necessarily watch all these videos and get like lured into it in that kind of a way. It was just something that, you know, I had always known about arcade one-ups. I guess I've seen them before, like when I would go to the store. Sometimes you see them in like a Best Buy or whatever. And, you know, I wasn't that naive. I gotta say I wasn't that naive. Maybe that makes me look worse. I don't know. But, you know, gotta touch on that one.
Boy, do things get rotten fast.
Things
get
get
rotten.
So let's bring up the video. Now, I want to preface this with, this is funny because his girlfriend buys him this as a gift.
Hold on. No. Oh, Jesus. This is so my girl, she's amazing. She's great, and I love her so very much. And this was not, wait a minute. Before we go into that, I just got to say, because she's going to watch this video. Like, you guys killed me on this one because she's going to watch this now. And, you know, she did her research. She really did her research on this, and she got a really good deal on the cabinet. She got it for like $2.99 or something like that, maybe less. So she got a really good deal on it. So, but this one, you guys really killed me on this one. Ugh.
So he's treading lightly, even though I feel like he wants to say, this is a piece of shit product, but this is my girlfriend's gift. So I'm not going to say that because I don't want her to feel bad, which is completely understandable. Completely understandable. So he's treading lightly on what he wants to say and what he wants to do with this thing. But let's look at the cliff notes of this video. And as he,
so yeah, again, I know how it could seem that way, and it is funny. I guess it would be hilarious if I just, you know, went along with that whole thing. But that's really not the truth. The truth is that she knew that I was, you know, looking at one-ups because I thought they were cool, and she did her research, quite a bit of it actually, to see the one that, you know, she think I would like the most, and got a really good deal on it. So she didn't drop $500 or a whole lot of money on this thing. It was a Christmas gift. It was a good idea. I fully support her, and the decision she made, I'm very happy with the gift and what it turned into. So gotta cover that topic. What else we got?
I don't even know what's here, guys, but I kind of just clipped it. Let's talk about every point.
Okay, one-up cabinet. They cut costs with like not using the most.
When I watched this through your live stream video, I was like cringing with the music. I'm like, my God, that's just terrible. Like, oh my God, I was just cringing with that. But you know what? I still stand by my decision. I think it's cool to have some retro music going on, but to watch it in this way with you guys watching, and I was just like,
not the best buttons and joysticks and stuff like that. They're kind of cheaper, you know, buttons and joysticks, and there's a little bit of a delay and all this stuff.
Whoa! Right off the bat, he notices there's a delay. He didn't have to take 4 years to know that there's a delay and that this thing sucks and they use cheap everything.
Doesn't he seem like he got grifted? He's like, what's with these cheap buttons? Like he didn't think they were gonna be like this when he's all mad right now.
And this is.
I didn't expect them to be as poor as they were, though I wasn't expecting top quality either. But you know, wasn't a huge surprise, although maybe I seemed that like I was surprised. Again, not super naive to it. Kind of knew what I was gonna get, but then when you finally start using it, you're like, damn, these are kind of cheaply made. As cheap as it gets, you know. The cabinet, the way it comes, has the cheapest joysticks and buttons you could possibly use on one of these things.
The one he bought behind him, I think it's the Shinhu Hadouken. I don't know which one
it's
it is.
the Yoga.
Let's go to the next story point. Let's go to the next talking point. All right, so you can see he's starting already get frustrated.
Yeah, look at him.
Okay. Now let me tell too. He originally wanted to keep it stock, right, Kev? Because he wanted the online play and he wanted all that, and he you know, whatever. And then with the part I skip is he just gets fed up. Right, and he's like, I'm gutting this whole thing, and let's see what he does to this thing.
Okay, let's see.
I mean,
yeah, I got fed up because I was playing Street Fighter 2, which is the primary reason you'd want to use this thing, and I was getting wrecked by the computer and everybody else online and shit. I was getting destroyed. I mean, I was, you know, here and there I'm doing all right, and I'm playing, you know. After a while, I was just like, my God, dude, like this is just bullshit. No freaking way. Not doing it anymore.
It's insane.
gonna use a Raspberry Pi. What was I gonna do?
Oh boy.
I got a gaming laptop from like 2017.
So he doesn't even have the thing for a couple weeks, and he's
my
already gutting it.
goodness.
Okay, he's
Wow.
already gutting
Not
it.
true.
He doesn't even care.
Not true.
All right, here-
I had it for like 2-3 months, and then I decided to mod it. So I got some use out of its stock for a while until I just couldn't take it anymore.
Here we go.
An Acer Predator Helios 300.
I don't know
Thing
why
has
I
been
had to
sitting
emphasize
around
exactly
gathering
what the
dust. I don't
laptop
use it
is.
too much. I'm like, you know what would be great if I used, and you can kind of see it there, if I used my gaming laptop to run this thing. I'm not gonna spend $300-400 on a Raspberry Pi, which would
Well, wait a second. You know, people don't spend 300 and 400.
No.
Just so everybody knows. They're only
Somebody
like
left a comment in the
Yes,
video.
that's what I thought, right? What's he
yeah,
talking
not
about?
300
What are you
400, but that's okay. That's
Yeah, I know. Obviously, I know. I was very tired. This was after a long day of work, and I don't know why the hell I said that. I was looking at a Raspberry Pi that was like around 150 because if I'm going to do this, I'm going to get something nice. You know, I don't cheap out on anything generally. So there are some Raspberry Pis that sell upwards of $150 to $200 preloaded with all the crap in it. Why I said 300-400, I will never understand or know. I can't defend that.
not the point. You see his gaming laptop is even off to the
At
side.
least
It's not
he put
even
some
in
pretty
the
lights
thing,
on the
right?
riser.
Oh,
At
yeah.
least he put some pretty
Put
lights
some
on
lights
it.
on the riser. I've never seen that mod.
I'm sure everybody. So that's the other thing I've been getting a lot of flack for is why did you put the lights that way? Why would I do that? Because I ordered a really nice LED light strip, and it was so long that I'm like, what the hell am I gonna do with this extremely long? I just ordered a very long strip of LEDs, and so it just made the most sense to do it that way. I know generally speaking, you don't want the diodes to be visible like that, but to make use of the whole strip and not cut it or whatever, that's what I came up with. I still think it looks good. I like it. The fact that the diodes are exposed doesn't bother me. I know it's a common thing to upgrade your one up with some LEDs. I'm not the first one to do it, but I stand by my decision. I think it looks cool, and fuck you if you don't like it.
Here we go.
I wanted to do that in a way because I kind of wanted the cabinet to be this self-contained thing where it's not relying on anything externally to.
Yeah. Well, it is relying on everything externally, though, is the point
look
here,
how-
right? So he's already gutting the thing. He just says, forget it. You know, he does talk about online playing. It sucks, you know. He can't beat anybody. He's using these old buttons. He's like, I'm done with it, you know. So now he guts the thing, okay? Moving on to the next.
Small that thing is. I mean, it's big enough for one person, but when you get two,
Look what he says.
like, look how small that thing is.
He should file a grievance with every YouTuber that FOMO'd this guy. Oh,
Like, look
my
how
goodness.
small. Like, he's surprised. I'm like, what?
I'm not that surprised, and I apologize if the sound is feedback into the mic. I'm not making this video again. I'm doing a one shot and that's it. Some people, obviously it's small, and really it isn't a big surprise. I was just highlighting the fact that it is indeed very small for two people to use it, but for some people, this is actually a good thing. If you have small space, if you don't need a big contraption or whatever, it can be a benefit, the size of them. For me, I don't really, I'm not in my 20s and I don't have a lot of people come over anymore. Aside from myself, it's just been me and my girlfriend playing on it. So for me, it's fine. I don't need to have another player, sit next to me and play this thing. But hilarious.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
Because these
small
shows
this
don't
is.
tell you how small
Nope.
they are. They don't. They
Nope.
hide the fact.
Yeah.
On screen, it looks big in videos. It
And
really
they're
does.
being,
They
You know,
film
some
it
of
with
the-
nobody
Sure.
standing there, so
Yes.
it's like chum chum, like, and then they're
Yeah,
like, "Oh yeah, this is
100%,
great." Then he gets it, and
100%.
he's like, "My 5-year-old kid can't even stand in front of this."
Oh my god!
this is hilarious.
All right.
You go back to his video though, because I just noticed something. I have a question. You said his girlfriend brought this, right?
Bought
Okay.
it for him, yeah, for
Yeah,
Christmas.
go just put any of the frame of the video up. Look where he's got his
it's-
look where he has it. So let's say his girlfriend comes over. She has to crawl in the bed. She can't even walk from the other side because
I
he's got his
didn't understand that either. Like
What's he
I didn't
doing?
even pick up on the.
I have to defend this one. So that piece of furniture there, that was not originally there. That's actually just been put down here recently. And that was upstairs in our bedroom, and we did some rearranging up there. So it made sense to bring it down and to put it there. And one of the first things I thought was, well, now I can't have two people play this thing. Like with it being there, there's no way that we can sit next to each other or stand next to each other. But we still landed on to put that piece of furniture there, but that was not there for the longest time. When I first got it for the first few months, she and I could play next to each other and not be cramped like that. It was still, tough, but now, and in fact, since we put it there, we haven't even tried to both play, and I don't see how we possibly could. So might have to make some adjustments there. Yeah, definitely.
All right. Anyway, everything changes in a little bit here. So here we go.
It's big enough for one person, but when you get two people, it's cramped. And some of these, like I believe the Ninja Turtles one, because it's a 4-player game, they're larger in a sense. At least the control deck is, so that you could probably fit a couple more people in there or whatever. But it's cramped, right?
Okay.
Oh my God.
Whoops. Sorry.
Did you notice?
You should not be surprised at this point.
No.
That it's cramped. Everybody should be saying this on every review that they have, on every machine that is bought. You can't play 2 players. This thing is cramped. It's a bad experience. But do they?
No. And why is he surprised 5 years in that he's just finding this out? Did he only watch one video, 2 videos to make his decision?
Kev, he only watched the people who were shills who didn't explain what a bad 2-player experience these cabs
Unbelievable.
are. Okay? So he's picking it up. He catches on in the first video, though.
Right? Yeah, he's totally like over this already. He never got in it to be over it. He's just completely over it.
Here we go.
Need to make some more improvements. They haven't really even been releasing too many cabinets.
Wait a second. I got to go back.
I just think they need to make some more improvements. They haven't really even been releasing.
Wait, more improvements.
What improvements did they
make?
make?
5 years, and they still. This guy's saying they still have to make improvements.
Well, he said more. What improvements did they make other than maybe a bigger monitor and 1 or 2 machines? Like, there's nothing.
The whole point. It's like it's laughable that he's like mocking all the arcade one-up people who do videos. He's like, 5 years. Wait, these things still need improvements.
I don't know. What I was talking about really is like we have the original OG Street Fighter 2 1-up cabinet, and since then they did these other 2, the Big Blue and the Yoga Flame, and they added some graphics and stuff like that, and the online functionality. I think that was an addition over the original. They have made some changes. I was really more talking about the fact that there's no online store, and that there really should be at this point with the arcade 1-up cabinets. You really should have, if you've got online functionality, you should be able to go to a store and download games to your cabinet. And obviously the 1-up cabinets, they're cheaply made and it's particle board and whatever, they damage so easily. That's the other thing with the build quality. I think by now they should have made enough money and have profited enough that at this point they can start releasing cabinets that have some better build quality to them, and they don't get chipped and dinged and damaged so easily. There's other things, obviously you could do better buttons and stuff like that, but that's what I was talking about. And maybe even like addressing the height issue, because even with the riser it's not a big help. But that's all I was trying to say.
And it's like, wait a second, these are the best of the best that they have ever made, supposedly.
Yeah.
And this guy's right off the bat saying they need improvements.
Did you notice what he
They
did?
don't care, Papa.
He bought the wheels for his riser. Look at the wheels. He went all out.
He goes over that. We'll get to that, Kev.
Like too many cabinets.
So, but I mean, it's like
add buttons. I mean, now you got to drill holes into the particle board. So I got a step bit.
Particle
board. You guys are killing it with these comments. He's like, he's like, God. Okay, but I love how he says particle board. Oh, there we go. He doesn't even need to be a carpenter, and he knows his particle board.
He knows his particle board.
He's,
holes into the particle board. So I got a step bit.
He's got to go buy Home Depot.
So he's got to buy tools now, okay?
Yeah.
He's already buying all this stuff, but wait. Stringer, that's the LEDs, man. Here we go.
Nothing's ever easy. Nothing's ever simple. Most people who do this project seem like they don't have too many issues. I have all the issues.
Okay.
Every single one of them. Okay. Everything goes wrong, problem after problem.
Okay.
Why doesn't he call them out, Rexer? He should be calling these guys out.
This is the point. I got to hide it here because, hold on.
All right.
He's saying, it seems like everybody doesn't have these issues. Everybody has the issues he is talking about. Everybody has exactly the issues. He talks about the monitor not fitting right when he buys a new monitor. He talks about the buttons and drilling and things shattering and cracking things. He talks about everything that goes wrong with this thing. He gets into the point, and we're going to get there in a second, how when he puts the new monitor in, like he tries to hook his PC up into the monitor, but he buys the wrong. He thinks he bought the wrong encoder board. I forget what the board is called that you have to use to make your monitor work with it. And he's like, apparently you need
worm LVD.
Yeah,
That's exactly what it is.
So no, a Dragon Gamer. Everybody has those problems that you had. They just don't tell you in their streams because they were one-up shills and they don't want to say how frustrating and bad these things are.
It's good to hear that. Honestly, it's really refreshing to hear that. That you guys said that, because at one point, I believe it was when I was having issues hooking up my laptop to the control board and I was getting no picture, I started going to some of these videos that show you how to mod, the cabinet, and I'm going through the comments looking for like, okay, let me see if somebody has the same problem. And I'm going and I'm going and I'm going and I'm not seeing it. All I'm seeing is everyone saying, thank you so much. This was so easy, or this was so great. I'm like, what the hell? Like, am I the only person on planet Earth that is such a dumbass and so stupid that he can't figure this shit out? Why is it that I'm looking at all these comments and no one seems to be having any issues? Nobody's saying my screen's doing weird shit and I'm not getting video. So it's great to hear from a couple of professionals who've been doing this for a long time that that's not the case, that a lot of people have some of these same issues that I had. Wanted to touch on that.
Okay, they just want to make it look like everything's great.
It's funny. He's literally going through the 5 stages of grief of owning a one-up: shock, anger, denial, and one-up.
That was a great one, man. That is so accurate. This guy he's spot on with that. The 5 stages of grief in one project. It is so good in one video. That's excellent.
It's insane.
That's why this story is so it's incredible.
And what's funny is we know the next words he's going to say.
Yeah,
because we've all been there. He doesn't know. Look at him.
Cumbersome, and not only that, but I'm tall. I'm 6 feet tall, and
what is he gonna say, Kyle?
Oh, he's gonna say he can't look down. He's looking at the marquee instead of the damn monitor. That's what he's gonna say.
I can't stand and play it. I have to sit on the stool. If I stand up, it doesn't work. I gotta like squat and assume the gamer stance position, like almost in like a
he's taking a poop.
A horse stance.
This is what everybody does.
Lower myself to get a better line of sight on the screen. So I wanted to get this thing some height. I wanted to add some height. I wanted to be able to move it around nice and easy. So the first.
Oh, well, you must have missed the streams where they buy boosters for their risers because they can't see them.
I didn't know that
was boosters for the risers.
They only talk about the boosters for the risers in order to promote the company that makes the boosters, and they don't tell you how poor the line of sight is, and every single one. Oh, I just feel bad for you, Dragon Gamer. You should have been watching our channel, and you would have been like, wait a second.
Don't feel bad for me. Honestly, don't feel bad for me. I really did have a good time with this project. It was just very frustrating at certain points, and obviously in those moments I was like, this is bullshit, this fucking sucks, I hate this. But now that it's done and it all came out okay, I'm very happy with it. I really am. I know you guys got probably some much better cabinets, and that I probably could have gone a different route and got something much better for the money or whatever. But I am really, really happy with it. I gotta say.
I'm going to get to the end of this without having to go through the one-up, and I'm going to buy something better without having to go through.
I don't know if they go into it any further, but I also have to mention the wheels. So there were some comments, and I think even in there, it may come up like very soon. Some people are saying like, oh, why would you put wheels on that thing? It's not heavy enough that when you're playing it, as you're doing whatever the controls and you're playing with the joystick or whatever, it's going to start moving all over the place. It doesn't. It really doesn't. It has a lot of weight to it, and this thing does not move unless I want it to move. I'm telling you. I mean, I'm not even locking the casters in place. So the wheels were a good idea. They do work, and anybody that says it was stupid or it doesn't, you're wrong. If you want to put wheels on your cabinet so that you could roll it around and make it easier, to get behind it or just move it when you want to, you can do that. and it would be totally fine. It's not going to move an inch. Maybe if you're on flat, like a flat hardwood surface, but the fact that there's some carpeting down here, it doesn't budge. I promise you. I swear it doesn't.
Now, Kev, well, let's just go on.
Keep going.
Wait, and I want to say this. And then he puts wheels on it.
Right.
Yeah, he puts Why?
You
What
can't
is he
put
doing
wheels on a
with that?
one-up because every time you're going to do a Hadouken, the thing's going to roll all over.
Exactly.
Even if you have locking casters, I guess, it's still going to be worse.
It does.
All right.
Yeah,
This
I'm
isn't
sure-
like a
I'm sure
real
it
arcade
doesn't
where you
move.
can put locking casters on, and
No.
they're so heavy, you're perfectly fine. But, all right. The jockey stand. He's laughing at himself like this is so
Yeah,
stupid.
he is.
It's
He
great.
is. Yeah, that's great. That's great.
So we're laughing with you, Dragon Gamer, not at you at all.
Yeah,
Trust
we're
me.
not.
I know
Yes,
it.
because
This
we're
guy's
all
awesome.
living.
I
what
didn't
you went
feel
through.
like insulted at all in this. I didn't feel like
Yeah, and then 6 feet isn't Andre the Giant either. I didn't want to say that, Mike.
Yeah,
but I'm
not like the great Kamala.
6 feet and you still can't see.
6'3"
I mean, how small
technically.
are these
I
pieces
don't know why I
of
said
junk?
6.
Pictures of
yeah.
like, did I wire this right and
6'3".
everything? Yeah, you wired it right. So I'm getting no
talking to
It
himself.
is
no
heavy
screen,
enough to have
getting no
wheels.
video
It
input,
is.
nothing.
My friend has wheels on his.
This
as
is
well.
when he tried
Same thing.
to
No
get
problem.
that board, the controller board that allows
Yeah.
you to get video on external devices.
So
Yeah.
maybe after doing some research, it's like you got to get just the right control board for
Yeah.
the screen that you have.
Yep, that's the problem.
Yep.
Not every LVDS is compatible, from what I understand, with each of the monitors.
You got it.
So he went through
Okay.
this problem too.
Wait, though it gets even worse.
Okay.
It wasn't a big deal, but like, so I'm like, you know what? Fine. It was like almost $200 to get a new monitor.
He buys a new
Jesus.
monitor because he
Just
got
for
the
the-
right controller, the LVDS controller board, and
Thank
he
you,
ripped
Stringer.
one
I
of the
appreciate
wires
that,
on
man.
the cables,
That
like
was
he
awesome.
pulled it out too much. So it was the
No.
harness that was bad, probably, maybe not but he's like, forget it at this point. I'm just gonna get a new monitor.
And I'm like, you know what? No big deal. The screen's kind of small anyway. I'd like to get a bigger screen. So,
What's the 19?
Yeah. So what does he do? Gets the 19.
and they got some scuff marks on the plexiglass. Not a big deal. Whatever. And then I put the control deck back in place and realize, like, what the f going on here? Now the screen gets cut off. So the screen is too low. It comes down too much. So this piece of wood now extends out and cuts off the
He
screen.
needs to
Oh, the
block it up.
disappointment.
So
Yeah.
great. I've got this new bigger screen and it fits. It did fit in. It took
God.
some finagling, but I got it in. But the artwork up here gets cut off, as you can see.
I can see it.
Artwork up here gets cut off.
The Q sound
And
or whatever.
the screen gets cut off down here. What the hell am I gonna do? This is some like hole in the wall company. I don't even know where they're from.
I gotta stop it there. Do you
my
think any of
God.
these people would have called it a hole in wall company when they got this for
never,
free to do the videos
never.
and never and all these problems? And he's right. That's what happens. You put these big screens
Oh
in.
my God,
Remember, I think
this
even
is
Mike B tried to do one for
hilarious.
his Golden Tee and it went wrong.
It failed. It's sitting in the corner, not turning on.
Oh my God, this video is so authentic. It's
love this
so
guy.
authentic by this guy. It's incredible. It's like this is
That's-
fresh. It's
these are-
refreshing.
That's their new tagline. Arcade
guys-
One Up, the hole
I
in
mean,
the wall.
For me to do a video and get this kind of reaction, this is what, of course, you want when you make a video. And to hear that kind of stuff is just put a smile on my face the whole time. So yeah, I didn't get a million views on my video. I'm not super popular, probably never will be. But this was like my highlight, like a highlight moment for me, where another popular YouTube gaming channel saw my video, got some enjoyment out of it, actually made it a thing on their live stream. So I really appreciate it, guys. This is great. Awesome.
Company from Dragon Gamer.
Yeah, but he
Double
was talking
Dragon.
about the company who gave him the
Yeah,
screen
the
and the
screen,
and the
but-
package.
It applies.
It didn't work very well for this cabinet, but I'm sure that screen for some other cabinets, you probably can just slide it in and you're good. Mine, with being the Yoga Flame Edition cabinet, wasn't the case. So if you're gonna do that, look into it. Really do your research and make sure that it's not gonna come down too far and get cut off by the damn particle board control wood, whatever.
Okay.
all of it.
So he buys the thing.
Yeah.
He now has a gaming PC in it. He switches out all the buttons and joysticks.
This isn't supposed to
He
be
puts
a long
$200
video,
in a new monitor. He's buying tools to drill this stuff and fix everything.
Couldn't he just done a Fightcade and ended this?
He's got wheels. Oh, of course he could have. But here we go. Let's see what else. I got too much more.
New holes. A lot of new
great.
holes to be drilled throughout this project. I'm not telling you every step of the way here, every little thing I'm doing, but trust me, I'm drilling a lot of shit. I'm drilling a lot of holes, and with putting the controls in, I had to drill some new holes. So one time, I got a little too crazy, and I cut right through. It's a small hole, not a big deal, but I did accidentally cut through the board.
Wow.
But
everybody's.
Oh my goodness, we've all been there.
Oh my God. The Stringer Phillips saying you're supposed to play it with your Frank and Beans.
A Fightcade arcade cabinet, which I actually did see this. I was looking at some other cabinets, some really good ones. $3,000 for a Fightcade 2-player 26-inch retro gaming arcade machine. Didn't spend anywhere near that number. Nowhere near $1,000 between her buying the gift, which was $300, and the screen and everything else. I didn't get an exact figure. Figure $600. Figures maybe $7 tops. And the enjoyment of modding the thing. It was an experience.
Stringer. There's more, guys. I'm sorry. I got to go through more because he gets to the end result that we all have gotten to. Thank God he gets there in one up and not 5 years of one-ups.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Stringer.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
this guy is great. I mean, and Stringer said it in the chat. He's a nice guy. He's just fun to watch, and he hasn't been doing videos in a while, and then he just does this one. But here we go.
Laptop. So that was the only other thing that I had to order. But I had to order a whole bunch of shit, and I had to buy a whole bunch of shit. Between the control deck, the button kit, the screen itself, the amp
saw. I bought a $200 Dremel
wheels.
Saw. I'm not gonna factor
the
that into
USB
the
hub.
Things. I can use for so many things.
What else? There's a whole bunch of shit. The screen,
the LVD controller board.
Did I say that already?
Yeah.
I had to order a whole bunch of shit, and
the control boards.
He spent just as much on the upgrades as he did on the cabinet.
It's painful to hear him say this.
That's true.
And here's the one thing I want to say. See how he has the speakers up at the top?
Yeah,
he had
that's
to do the
mod.
amp to the speakers. Nobody even helped him wire it. To the regular speakers and all. And he's got a computer off to the side.
I see.
He's starting to realize that this is a mess, Kev. He's starting to realize like this isn't what I was hoping for, but it's better.
Exactly.
But here we go. Let's see his last comment.
That I was gonna. It didn't matter what happened. Like I would replace every goddamn thing on this thing if I had to get it working, to get it usable.
He stripped it.
It was like
usable.
Once I started modding this thing, I knew, despite whatever issues I may have or whatever I may face, like we gotta figure it out. And that was kind of the fun part of it,
Okay. All right. I gotta pause it here for a couple of reasons. He uses his gaming laptop because he wants to play a little bit more modern games too. He's like, screw this. He's like, if I got a PC gaming in here, I want. What problem do you think he's going to run into if he's playing?
And of course, I subscribe to the channel, 100%. I'll be watching your videos, and I will be joining your live streams when I can. Of course, I subscribe.
Modern games on this monitor, Kevin.
Well, it's only one joystick. He's not going to be able to do anything.
It's two joysticks, but
no,
the
but
monitor.
he can't. Well, 4x3.
For modern day fighting games, what's wrong with the 4:3 monitor?
Yeah, it's not going to be the correct aspect for most of the stuff.
He gets to that next.
He's going to notice that immediately.
Yes, he notices it very quickly. This is what I want to say. So this guy mods his whole thing and he does all this. And what game is he playing?
When you actually
that's Contra right there,
but
right?
what version of Contra is he playing?
Look, I'm going to say that's the NES version for some reason.
Anybody who follows it, because the arcade version is in vertical form.
Is in vertical
form. That's the NES version.
That's the NES.
So now I'm thinking, man, these guys convinced you to rig all this crap up so you could play NES Contra on your thing. Come on, man. You got to play the arcade version on
I almost want to send him an At Games Legend and say, that's all you needed. You can do anything with that without modding. It's basically soft mod everything.
Here's At Games Legends and a coin ops drive.
That's
Enjoy.
It. And you can change the aspect ratio, all that.
Here we go. Let's see.
Come on.
Oh,
is a
NES
good
controller
version.
version is the
It
best.
is a good
but,
version.
Screen,
But
Yeah.
you got to play it with a controller. And
Yeah,
See?
I
Paul,
agree.
Paul knows.
So here we
NES
go.
controller
Wait,
is
this
the
is where
best.
he
I will
says-
use this thing to
He's
play
gonna notice the aspect
Nintendo,
ratio.
of it,
Nintendo,
you know?
all that. No problem. Absolutely.
Yeah, this is where I think he talks about it.
But I hate unused screen real estate. It drives me nuts.
Look at his
So
face.
like playing more modern games on it with black bars on the top and bottom, you know, it drives me crazy. But I'll get over
There it
that.
is.
You know,
There it is.
Yeah, it still messes up the aspect. Here we go.
Yeah.
where I swear to
My
God,
friend, by the way, he doesn't care. He doesn't mind that. My friend Chris, who modded his cabinet, shit like that drives me nuts. But him, he doesn't care. I don't know why it doesn't bother him. Bothers the hell out of me. But I'm getting over it. It's not a big deal.
there was so many times I was gonna give up. I was throwing my hands in the air. I
Push
was
through.
cursing and screaming and yelling and flipping out because that's
I
what
was
I
having
do.
problems, dude. You have no idea. I was having problems when I was trying to get the whatever control board mounted to the back of the. When I was trying to use the ones that I bought, I couldn't. The double-sided tape wasn't thick enough, so I had to put like double-sided tape on top of double-sided tape on top of double-sided tape to make the thickness enough so that it would. Stupid shit like that, dude. I remember now. It's all coming back to me. Like I couldn't even mount certain things couldn't even mount it because the sticky tape wasn't thick enough, and I'm drilling fucking a wood board to the back of it.
I get all upset, and it was just quitting was not enough.
Wait for the punchline here, guys. Wait. So
Oh.
after all this, watch what he says at the end. It's
all right,
it's
let's
kind of
see.
funny and
Let's see.
like.
On this thing, and now I feel like I need another project. I don't know
Oh
what
my
else
God.
that would be, but I feel like I got to do something else now.
He needs to do something else. He
Want to
needs
punish himself?
another project.
Oh my
And
God.
here's what you take from all this, guys.
I do though. I want to build something else.
He
I
needs
wanna
another
mod something
project because
else.
he's not happy with the one that
Yes.
he
I
has.
am happy.
Yes.
With
It doesn't have the right screen ratio. It doesn't
Yeah.
have the right width of the thing.
Exactly.
The screen is cut off. All the stuff he did. He's got speakers up there. He's got an external
Yep.
PC. He's got
There's nothing wrong with the speakers being on top. I think it looks fine. I don't think it looks all that bad. It's cool.
everything he wants that he doesn't want.
And when
You know
he
what I
looks
mean?
at that, he just sees disappointment and
Yes.
failure.
Yes.
And he knows he doesn't want to play that. And that's why he wants a project, because in his mind, he knows there's a better option out
There's
there
a
for
better
what he
option. Yeah, he can
Uh,
feel
No,
it. He's like,
unfortunately, I almost didn't want to make this video because I kind of enjoy, like, I want you guys to think what you think, but I have to say, I hope this doesn't ruin the video or you know the enjoyment you got out of it. That's not the case. I don't look at it and see failure. I don't. I'm not disappointed with it. In fact, I really like it. I really think it's cool. And most people, you know, you guys have been doing this a long time. You have very nice arcade cabinets. You guys are, you know, very well versed in this space. And, you know, to you, it's a piece of shit. To me, and anybody that would come and see it, they're going to be impressed by it. And they're going to think it's cool. And I really like it. And, you know, I use it when I can. I can't even get enough use out of it because I'm just so busy and I have a million different ways to play video games. But yeah, I gotta shoot that one down because it's not.
you know what?
Yeah.
I want to do something that's good now.
You know what
want
that
something-
means?
So get a
He's
Rec
not gonna-
Room Masters. Go get something else.
Exactly.
A Gamer
Which I might.
Solutions. You know, do something that's going to make you happier because getting a kit from a reputable company will be 100 times easier than
Yeah.
what you just went through.
Yeah.
You know?
And I'm telling you, in 3 weeks, it's going to have clothes on it. He's not going to play that because in his mind, he's just inferior. He's going to be a hamper or have his, you know, girlfriend's bra on it. That's all that thing's going to be.
Yes.
Oh,
Exactly.
man.
Could have bought an NES Advantage and called it a
Yeah,
day.
let's go.
You guys-
All right, $2
Imagine-
from Stringer.
If you guys only knew, I have like 15 different ways to game. I have a Nintendo Switch. I've got a ROG Ally. I've got a PS Vita. I've got a gaming PC. I've got an Xbox One X. I've got a million different ways. I'm just, you know, I'm a true gamer in the sense that I love playing games in different ways on the couch, at my computer, or, you know, the arcade cabinet. I may very well get another arcade cabinet. Maybe listen to you know, your advice and get one of the things you mentioned and try that. I'm sure I can make room down here and find the space for it. But I'm just a gamer through and through, and I enjoy this stuff. And this is not a failure in my mind at all.
He spent like $2,000 to play
spend
Contra on the NES.
$2,000.
Yeah.
I
I'm like,
spent
come on, man,
1,000.
don't put Contra on there. You know,
You-
at
you
least
get
you're playing some
600,
Street Fighter and some other.
Yeah,
stuff. But you know what
exactly.
he's gonna figure out? He's gonna be like,
And I
okay,
didn't spend that. Half
I
of that
realize
my
I
girl
bought
spent.
this cheap Amazon kit of joysticks. They're better than 1-ups, but they're not good. I want
Yeah.
HAP. I want
Yes.
ILs. I want
Yeah.
better buttons. I want HAP buttons. I want good
No,
micro
she doesn't.
He's going to start
No.
learning all this stuff and
Yeah,
realize,
exactly.
like all these other people, how much time did I waste
Yeah.
trying to make an arcade 1-up better when no matter
Yeah.
what you do to it,
It's
it's
a
not
turd.
going to be good
A
enough.
turd is a turd is a turd.
Yes.
And he was sold a bad bill of goods.
Yeah.
He didn't find the right channels to get a balance of opinions. And this is what happens. And this is why these guys with their channels should take a hard, look at themselves and say, are we really doing the right thing? These videos are a little too FOMO-y,
Yeah,
and
you're
this
right,
poor
Dreamcast.
guy,
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Clearly, you guys, I'm sure you've even had arcade 1-ups and you've modded them. Clearly you guys are very much into this stuff, and so clearly you guys are not fans of arcade 1-ups, and rightly so. Absolutely, especially with all the other options out there, which I very well could have done and probably should have, and may have an even better arcade cabinet sitting down here right now. But I still think that arcade 1-ups are cool. I do. I still recommend them if you can get the one that you want at a good enough price. Obviously, $400 or $500, $600, whatever these things can go for, is way too much for something that cost them $50 to make. It's maybe not $50, but very cheap for them to make. But if you can get it at the right price, if you're not like hardcore into this stuff and you just want something cool to play around with once in a while, or even mod for the fun and enjoyment of it, and just to see if you can do it, I would say go for it. $200-$300 for this wasn't a bad price at all. It was a cool gift to get on Christmas, and I loved it.
exactly. He needs a I do feel bad because you can see the sadness in his eyes. He thought if he modded this, it would be shining and be exactly what he wanted it to be.
And he thought it'd be easy.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
all know it's not easy.
I did
not
think it would
easy.
be a lot easier.
And now,
buttons
and now
don't fit, joysticks don't fit right.
Yeah,
oh, I thought I could get
exactly.
these joysticks. No, the edge hangs
Nope.
over and you can't.
Exactly.
You got to route it. You got to.
Exactly.
So down the rabbit hole. Thank you, Razorburn. Down the rabbit hole he went.
I sure
Yep.
did.
And luckily,
Sure
he sped through it.
Yeah,
Thank God
exactly.
he sped through it. Not
It wasn't
like
8
the other.
projects. It was one project, and now he's done. I wonder if he looks at his girlfriend and get into a fight, and he's like, "You bought me that shitty 1-up. I hate you." Every time they get into a fight, she's like, "I'm with it." No.
Baby, no, never. Yeah. Is there anything else? I think
My God,
But
that's
think
crazy.
about this. He probably was so angry at it.
Yeah.
He did that conversation probably had it. This and then
Oh.
she's like, "Oh, are you saying my gift is bad?" and that
Yes.
you don't
Oh,
want
yeah.
it?" No, that's not what I'm saying. It's just
Yeah.
I'm sure that conversation.
She's like, "Well,
happened
you
at
say it's
some-
bad, and I bought it for you. That means you're saying I'm bad. You know how it goes."
God.
Oh, my
Everybody,
God.
every guy in
We've
the chat
all had
knows
that conversation.
Oh, that's
Everyone go sub to him. Watch his stuff. He seems like
this
a
is
good dude.
Vegas. This is where one of them goes. You take the arcade
nobody
one. I
wants
don't
it.
want to deal with it.
They're gonna move out. It's gonna be sitting for the next tenant that comes into that house or apartment. Nobody's gonna want it.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
at least
that was great, guys. I really appreciate all the cool things that you said and the fact that you featured me on the channel and in the video, and I got a real kick out of it. And looks like some of your viewers enjoyed it as well. Some of them did come over and watch, which was great. It was very helpful to get me some extra clicks and whatnot. So very much appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. I will be watching your stuff. You guys do seem genuinely really awesome and knowledgeable, and I will keep apprised of everything that you guys talk about so that I know what to do if I want to do something else or if I want to get something else. And anybody that's watching my video, go check out their stuff. Any of my subscribers, please do go check out Rex and Kevgret there if you're into this kind of stuff or whatever. So I think that's
They
it.
didn't have 10 of them, right? Is that Brad says? At least they didn't have 10 of them sitting there like some other people.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh.
The
Okay,
arcade went
let's
up.
do flashback. Should we?
Flashback, yeah.
Good.
let's
I'm
do
glad
it.
you subscribed. I got to put his video in the link when
Yeah,
I'm done.
yeah,
I'll put
I
it
just
in the- I'll put
subscribed.
Really
it-
appreciate that.
I put the video in the
hope I
comment section. We'll put his link after. I definitely subscribed. He's almost at 2K. Let's get him a little bit of subs.
Hopefully he does more content. It's good.
Yeah, he's earned it.
but I
He's
know
earned it with that video. I give him credit because he told his truth. He told his experience, and that's all you can want. Paul Barris. Okay, whatever. relationships.
How many has it, Paul, where people just got...
Well, that was great. That was awesome, guys. Really appreciate it. I will be making some more videos. Some retro stuff, hopefully, at some point that you might be interested in, but mostly, you know, well, I'm all over the map. You know, I like all kinds of different games. We really do play everything on this channel. My brother is still a part of it, though you won't really see him much because I think his computer's broken at the moment. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I got some more videos cooking and in the works. So, final thoughts. Last thing, you know, I really do love the cabinet. Obviously, there are better choices. There are other things, other ways you could go. You know, it's not perfect, of course, by any stretch. It's definitely not perfect, for sure. And there's some drawbacks to it with the aspect ratio and the screen size and whatnot. But I expected that. That wasn't a big surprise. So very happy with it. Thank you so much, babe, for buying that for me. It was really cool that you did that. And don't listen to these guys, you know, with that shit. That's all nonsense. You know that. Love you the most. So thanks, guys, for watching this video. I will be back soon with more videos, more games to play on Double Dragon Gaming. Peace out and keep gaming.